Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to BBD on this lazy Sunday. I see in both the newspapers, Hindustan Times and Times of India, China has made it back onto the front pages, courtesy the statements made by the United States. Times of India says China has 60,000 troops on LAC, talks won't work, warns US, statement just ahead of Army Generals meet. Robert O'Brien, who is the NSA, says the time has come to accept that dialogue and agreements will not persuade or compel the People's Republic of China to change. There's nothing to be gained from looking the other way or turning the other cheek. We've been doing that for far too long. US NSA. And that is true. There'll be a lot of people coming out of the woodwork tomorrow saying that we are going to be doing this at the US behest, US is egging us on into war, but there may be some truth in it, but not the entire truth, because at this point of time, our national security positioning demands, and probably security knows, intelligence community knows, there is absolutely no way out. We have to, for India, deliver a blow at this point of time. There's no point turning the other cheek, like he said, like we've been doing for the last 30 years, including the 6 years of this government, excluding the tough stand we took in Doklam, but apparently we've backslid there too, and China has been able to build some roads. What's interesting to understand is this is the first time that there's a confluence between what the demands of the US national security and the demands of the Indian national security, and we should not try and convolute and to suggest that the United States is egging us on, because this will actually stop us from taking the kind of action that we need. This may not be the right time for war. Maybe. It's probably the only time for war as far as China is concerned, between now and the end of October. It's not may not be the right time for war. But India has the high ridges and the Kailash ranges. That puts us at a serious advantage. It's going to be a tough time trying to keep the logistics going in the next 4 months of winter. But if any soldier can survive that, it's the Indian soldier who has been actually acclimatized to this weather. It's slightly more extreme than what they experience in Siachen, but we are ready. I'm quite sure we are ready, right? The soldier that's at a disadvantage and is probably going to start showing up in the next 4 months is the Chinese soldier, because he's used to a more comfy life of creature comforts and technology and all that stuff, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to handle the next few months of this extreme winter. This 4 months plays into India's hands, I think, because India should now take this 4 months and fill the gaps in its technology driven equipment that will be required, I am quite sure, by next summer. India should use these 4 months, and these would be absolutely critical 4 months for India. And let me just put it this way. What China has. It's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any more. They have pushed their resources to the maximum at this point of time in the Ladakh region. India, on the other hand, can use this time to build up further acquisition of further critical items from the United States, from France, from wherever else, right? So I think the United States is right that it is time for talk is over. Now what's happening in India and what China is up to? Taiwan warns China on hegemony. Taiwan's leader on Saturday appealed to her Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to de-escalate military tensions and live up to its promise to never seek hegemony after months of Beijing ramping up jet incursion. But look where the Taiwanese-Chinese fight has landed, right on India's doorsteps. Here we go. Posters near Chinese embassy in Delhi on Taiwan National Day trigger Beijing-Taipei war of words. It says as posters on Taiwan National Day came up near Chinese embassy in Chanakyapuri, the diplomatic enclave in the national capital, late Friday, Taiwan and China had a face-off once again on Sunday. Taiwan's mission in New Delhi said that it is deeply grateful to many Indian friends for that vibrant support on its 109th National Day, and that Taiwan looks forward to working closely with India to harness challenges posed by the pandemic. India's got to get out, stretch out. The government's got to get out, stretch out more. I wish the Taiwanese embassy or its representative office has stepped out more and probably pushed this around a lot of other colonies, because a lot of colonies, I'm quite sure ours, would have put these posters up. What's happening in our periphery? Interesting to note, space being created for India. Pak opposition parties come out openly against military, accuses it of rigging 2018 polls. Army chief says actions guided by constitution. Which constitution, General Singh Bajwa? Which constitution? The only constitution you seem to have is to do whatever Fortesian deals you can to try and corner India. And that's, it's like gone to a sell-by date. It's a self-destructive policy for you, right? I think it's time for India to stretch its hand out again to the opposition party. I think this time we will get a benefit from it, unlike the last time, right? Another interesting note on a different note, it says government's 40,000 crore bet on cleaner coal, 5 methanol plants being set up by CIL. India actually has no future without coal. So this 40,000 crores sets us up in the 2 areas of clean technology which are going to rule the world. One is this, and I think it'll have a multiplier effect in our economy. And the second is solar. India is solar is the next big thing globally, right? Lots of money coming into clean energy, whether it is clean coal, whether it is solar, whether it's wind. India now needs to create an environment for manufacturing, for setting up efficiently large solar plants, large wafer plants, and investing big time in clean coal technology, because we have one of the world's largest resources of coal. The only we can power ourselves in the future is solar, coal, and wind, and nuclear, of course. More after the break.
Driving force of the nation, now driving Max Plus Logistics. Unparalleled discipline, exceptional work ethic and diligence combined with mental and physical agility to meet any challenges. Moving forward on the right path in the face of physical stress and adversity. Max Plus Logistics. Wait till the end for some more information. May the Max Force be with you.
Welcome back. Concluding on China's fight with Taiwan, which landed on India's door, and this is something that we should note, is what this article puts down. Right. Chinese embassy spokesperson Ji Rong said, "One China policy is long-standing position of the Indian government. China firmly opposes any individual Indian citizen, folks, or any move trying to create 2 Chinas or 1 China Taiwan, which violates positions." Who the hell does Xi Jinping think he is? He's threatening every Indian here, folks. Let your politicians, let your people know that back down from China is absolutely not acceptable at this point of time, no matter what the cost. Going to stuff that's actually not very flattering today, right? There's a note by Sandeep Roy which says, "Eat, pray, rape. Why Desis abroad cringe when caste, gender, violence hits headlines," which now seems to be quite often. What he writes: Desis abroad revel in their model minority status, the high-achieving successful immigrant story. If there are 2 issues about India that make them cringe whenever they hit the headlines, they are caste and rape. Hathras delivers a stinging blow on both counts, a double whammy. And no wonder the UP government is trying to twist this around and putting it as some foreign hand trying to discredit UP's government. Who really wants to do that, and who cares at this point, really? We got to just stop it. That's the important part. And let the justice prevail. And then what he says is, but every time a gang rape happens or caste violence flares up, it is an unwelcome reminder that all that glistens in India shining is not gold. But the truth, uglier truth, is that someone somewhere thought even the brutal death of a woman needed some PR spin. This is the spin that we are now being told, that there's some foreign hand, etc., etc. What despicable stuff that keeps showing up. Man dies cleaning septic tank. Homeowner trying to save him, but yeah, we are still manually cleaning septic tanks. Then you have this DU student killed over friendship with woman his family recalls, wanted to crack IAS, took tuitions to bury books. Says on Wednesday, the woman's two brothers, Mohammad Raj and Manwar Hussain, and their three minor friends allegedly beat up Rajput on the road over the friendship they shared. Is a love jihad in reverse. None of these communities are broad-minded enough, man. This is amazing, right? When we blame it on us, we blame it on them. It's just insane. Everybody needs to be taught some lesson. Then you have not allowed to sit on chair, hoist tricolor tea, and Dalit Panchayat chief said. Then you had a Dalit being beaten up in Gujarat because apparently under the news said that he had stolen a cow. This is just not sending the right picture. Amnesty exists, erodes India's democracy, as writes Karan Thapar rightly says. Amnesty departure would mean a voice that reminds us how frequently we fall short of our values will be silenced. It was often an irritating voice, but always a necessary one. I agree. We can't be that thin-skinned. We're a much bigger nation. We're much bigger people, folks. We can't keep blaming Amnesty for all our problems. Our problems are internal. It's our own, right? Then you have Mark Tully writes, new FCRA rules, small NGOs will be hit hard. In recent days, the central government has once again come down hard on non-government organizations. Now, what's important here is it says, NGOs fill the gaps left by the inadequacies of government, provide last-mile connectivity for delivery of government schemes, promote handicraft, research and innovate, encourage participation in development, teach awareness of the wider issues involved in target-based schemes such as Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao or the Swachh Bharat mission. We actually don't have the money ourselves to run these NGOs. It's just insane why we are doing that. I mean, it's not everything is not about, it's not everything is about conversion. There's some reality in some of these NGOs and they do good work. Then we have a note saying Muslims most happy in India, says Bhagwat. I think it's kind of a stretch, man. I don't think anybody's as happy here as, Dalits are not happy, Muslims are not happy. I'm not sure what we're doing. So it says, then you have Shobha Tata trolls viral Dhaba story shows social media has a positive side to it. Does, but what she writes here is more important. Dussehra and Diwali are around the corner. The desperately poor potters of Dharavi are busy creating hundreds of diyas for the masses, but who can afford to light them? Where is the extra oil for keeping the wicks burning? Forget mithai and dry foods. Most families across India are worried their children will go hungry this year. No new clothes, no firecrackers. This is likely to be the most joyless and darkest Diwali in memory. No matter how strenuously one tries to keep going, it's very tough to keep saying Jaane bhi do yaro. With no end to COVID deaths, joblessness and beyond as India braces for a second wave. Key is all these delusional things about what's happening on the ground, economy turning better, has a dark side to it, right? As Swaminathan writes, service sector metros dampen growth rebound, rightly so, and that's where all the service sector is 55% of the economy. He says, in sum, despite buoyant industry and agriculture, services and the metros will drag the economy down for the rest of 2020 and most of 2021. Only in 2022 is GDP likely to recover to the pre-COVID level. The bolsters the argument for another fiscal stimulus and further easing of lockdowns. Absolutely true, folks. This is the reality. Don't look at the stock market. Jai Hind.
Hello and welcome to the new trend of 2020. These music glass covers are incredibly stylish and customizable. You can pick any song and cover image and we will curate a piece especially for you. They help make any empty space look beautiful and also make for amazing gift items for your friends and family. Visit our Instagram page to find out more and to order your own music glass covers now. We look forward to hearing from you installing your favorite song in time and in a frame.